Hey, welcome back, everybody. I found a clip of Kanye walking off of the Tim Pool interview, which just happened today. So let's take a look and see what happened.
Got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now, it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
have
think
the
we're not going to
discussion.
So, first of all, I think it's pretty funny that Tim Pool has on Kanye, and I can't remember the other guy. I think he's Nick Fuentes, on his podcast. And I mean, it's pretty obvious what Kanye's been in the news for recently and what most of his outbursts have been about. And then, to kind of be surprised that that's where they ended up going. But I think Tim Pool was trying to be, I guess, friendly with them or try to work with them when he said they have been unfair. I really believe he just meant the media, because Kanye himself was talking about getting trashed in the media and all this financial stuff. And I think he just meant they as in, the tabloids mostly. But it's just funny how Kanye immediately just latched onto that and was like, it's funny that we can't say they, huh? Because his whole shtick is about how, maybe he's not really this bad guy or something, but it's bad that there's this thing that no one can talk about, and it's used to manipulate you and keep you enslaved. I mean, that's what he believes, so he thinks he's doing something good by keeping up with all this stuff. And Tim Pool's like, no, that's not what I meant. And I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon with you guys because I don't want to get canceled next, which is funny because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's his livelihood, and he wants to be that guy, but Tim Pool just isn't going to go that far. Who knows? Maybe he really does believe stuff like that deep down. I guess you can't say. I'd like to think not, but maybe. And they're just all in there, with their own axe to grind. Kanye has his axe to grind. Tim Pool has his axe to grind with, I guess, the other side of the political aisle, the left. Nick Fuentes, I'm not too sure about that guy. I don't really follow him, but I'm sure he hates somebody and has an axe to grind. And it's just funny because they all got their axe to grind and they think they're going to go in there and spout something revolutionary, but it all just kind of comes to a head anyways and just falls flat on its face, which I thought was pretty funny. The part that really does stand out to me, though, is when Kanye talks about these bad things happening to him and how it really is because this is like God's plan for him. And I really believe Kanye has a prophet complex. I think he really believes he's like a Moses, like a biblical level prophet. come here, sent here by God to save people and lead them to like a new level of freedom or spiritual awakening. And it's just so ridiculous, you know. I mean, but he believes it so much. And it's just so crazy. Like anytime, and when you have a belief like that, it's just like a kind of negative feedback loop, because every time something bad happens to you, those events can be reinterpreted to reinforce the fact that, yes, you know, I am like God's prophet and these bad things are happening to me as trials. As all, you know, if you learn about different prophets in the past, generally they go through a period of kind of being cast out or bad things happening, or the powers that be persecuting them, and then them having a kind of victory arc afterwards where they come back and they change the order of things. So the more and more worse things that happens to Kanye, it's all a kind of evidence that this belief is correct, you know. But of course it couldn't be further from reality, if we're being honest here. And it's just really sad. And I mean, I just remember hearing, I think this was, God, who knows how many years ago it was now. I can't remember when it came out. But when he made that song and he had the lyric in it, I am a God. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot listen to this song, because this is the beginning of the end. Like, if you believe in God or grew up that way, and then you say words like that, and you really believe that, that is like the beginning of the end, you know, for that person. And it really happened to him. He started losing his mind, you know. That is like a human trying to look at the sun and thinking they won't go blind or something. And it's just like, no, man, don't do it, you know, especially not midday. But that's what he did. And he just really believes he has the truth. And it's this weird thing where he believes he's being humble and he's being humbled by God. But it's just like the complete opposite. I mean, to be humble would be to think maybe I don't have the answers and other people might, what they're telling me might have some merit to it. But he just doesn't believe that. And I mean, he can't even have a sort of back and forth with this Tim Pool guy without walking off the set as soon as he hears something that's contrary, you know. And it all just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse for Kanye. But I just thought it was pretty funny, you know. That's a hilarious clip. And that's always what it is. I mean, I didn't watch the rest of that interview. All I heard was he walked off an interview, you know, that's the same formula. Kanye does something that's out of the norm, and then that's the clip that, you know, people want to see. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Does Kanye have a prophet complex? Will he prove me wrong and become another Moses and save his people and take us to a new level of freedom? Or is this just a grand delusion which will end in disaster? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.